more resistant to all things in life. Now, I will stop and turn it over to you.
Well said, and excitingly stepping right into what I was going to address. That said, Frank just put a comment in the comment box that he asked if you wanted to run 30 minutes straight through.
Yeah, so since we're going to be transparent, I'll just say it down the air. I wasn't trying to say it on the air. Brian, I don't want to ruin your flow, so if you want to go the full half hour, I can give you that green light, or we can split it.
Frankie, you couldn't ruin anything if you tried. You're just a ray of sunshine, buddy. But you know what? Let's go full 30. Let's go full stop. We're going to end the show with this segment. One more segment, boom.
Okay, it's my turn now. So I'm actually going to go all the way back to the very thing that you said after I was talking about the defeated moments. Because you made the comment, you wanted to make sure that everybody knew that this was like 3 or 4 times. This was not like it's been six or 7 weeks.
5 or 6, yeah.
3 or 4 times I've had these moments, and I did say that at the beginning, but you kind of like going back and punctuating it was so valuable. But what you just said actually talks to the beginning of what I want to talk about, because I have 2 things around mindset: the proactivity, and then what I've done in the reactive state to adapt to what I'm experiencing. Because if like, I want to say this properly without sounding like a little bit of a wuss. If y'all were in my body, you might be breaking down every hour, like depending on where you are on a resilience level.
Well, that's a mindset resilience thing, though.
Exactly.
That's the key.
This is what I want to talk about, because I think that some people might be saying like, okay, well, like, you know, I've had people saying to me, because I do talk about this in my coaching groups, like, oh, you're such a rock star, you're so badass, you're so this, you're so that, right? But the real truth comes down to exactly what you said. What is well planted? I can't remember what you just scratched it out. What is well planted? What
will not be uprooted.
Right. And so here's what you have to understand is that I didn't, I have long haulers, and on that given day decide that I was going to build a resilient mindset.
Right.
I have been building a resilient mindset for the last 20 years of my life, more specifically the last 10 years of my life. You know, we practice what we preach.
Yep.
You know, we teach our Eliminate Your Limits system. We teach our 4 pillars, and I show up in those every single day of my life. I practice the resilience of my mindset, of owning my story, of building my story, of cultivating what I want to cultivate each and every day. So when I got hit with this experience, and in those moments of defeat, actually I'm going to talk about the moments of defeat in a second, but I had already built up such a strong foundation that I knew how to deal with it. And so the 3 to 4 breakdowns perhaps could have been 20 to 30.
Absolutely.
If I wasn't showing up every day for myself. And
yes.
You know, this is the point, this is kind of where I want to round out like the proactivity of your life, which is what you were just talking about. The moment's gonna come, right? Whether it's the moment of you getting ill, or a divorce, or financial ruin, or breaking your leg. Like, it could be big, it could be small. It doesn't really matter. The moment is gonna come. And it's never, like, I always refer to it as game day. It's not on game day you practice.
Well said.
Right?
Well said.
By the time you get to game day, you should have been practicing every single day leading up to it.
Every victory is in the preparation for that event.
100%. And you know, so like I remember making this comment way back at the beginning of COVID when we went into lockdown. And I made this comment, I don't know if it was on this show or a different environment, but I said, you know what, like, this is what we've been preparing for in my group, my mindset group.
Yeah.
Because today's game day, baby. Like, it's game day. And that's what it was for me when I realized that I was experiencing all of this. I was like, it's game day. I've been practicing for this moment. I've been building my mindset. I've been doing my pillar work so that I can step into this in the right way. And, you know I'm off on a tangent, but I just want to, you know, a couple of days ago, I had an incredible moment with one of my clients. One of my clients is a recovered alcoholic, 3 years sober, to the day from the day that we started working together. And it was their 3-year anniversary. And I sent a message, you know, kind of acknowledging that, like, I can't believe it's already been 3 years. Like, 3 years happened so fast, right? But the truth of the matter is those 3 years didn't happen so fast. So those 3 years were a culmination of 365 days in a row. Right? And the one thing that's never going to change for you is day one. Right, day one is always going to be day one. This person only got to 3 years because they chose their day one.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this right now and you're thinking, man, like I wish I could have a mindset that's resilient. Man, I want to have this happen in my life. Don't wait until game day.
Yeah.
Make today, I have a client who always says every day's game day. There she is, right there, Marcy Williams. Every day's game day.
Yeah.
Show up every day and play it like it's game day by practicing.
That's the way it goes. 100%. I want to close some loops really quickly. It's not really part and parcel to this conversation, but you did mention your client who is 3 years recovered as an alcoholic. Can I just add punctuation to that?
Sorry, I was listening to you.
Punctuation, sign language thing. He had been trying with varying forms of addiction recovery for years. Mm-hmm. You solved the problem for him because you're the first one who let him know and reminded him and taught him that alcoholism is not the problem. It's a manifestation of the problem.
Right.
You went to the root cause, and that's why he's 3 years sober.
Yeah.
So that punctuates what we talked about, in our second segment.
Right.
Second thing I want to say is this: look on our Facebook live stream, for example. We are incredibly insulated and incubated. What I mean by that is largely the people who watch us live on Facebook are people who know us, like us, and have long been part of our ethos and our message, right? That's number one. Number two, the reason I bring that up is that we don't see the comments on the World Wide Web that the things we say are getting necessarily, because we don't know where they are or what people are saying. There is a huge fraction of people who disagree with us and slander us and say horrible things. But the reason I'm bringing that up, and there's people on the radio right now who, for all I know, are throwing coke at their radios because of what we're saying. But you can't get out of this topic without getting a little bit of burn. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Of course.
You can't.
Want people to step up.
Yeah, because exactly what we're saying is that you got to step up a bit. Mm-hmm. Okay, now why am I saying that? Let's de-emotionalize COVID from the human tragedy of it all, i.e. death and mortality. Let's move it to businesses, which, look, that's emotional too. But I do a lot of consulting work with medium, small, and large businesses. And I've been saying the same thing to them since COVID started in this country in February. If your business goes belly up during COVID didn't cause that. It revealed structural problems in your business that already existed.
Right.
Namely cash flow, profit allocation, reinvestment, adaptability. Mm-hmm. Right? COVID didn't cause your business to go. If your business went under in the first 4 months, well, then you weren't managing it well. And I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings. I really am. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. But the same is true for long haulers. If you got hit with COVID, bless you, I hope you're okay. If you got long haulers, look at your recoverability is based on the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health you already have. And the resilience that stuff gives you. But my friends, that's life. And one of the things that troubles me so much about our world right now is that I see it over and over again in so many different facets. We are excusing things so much and so feverishly, and we are reducing personal responsibility. Mm-hmm. And that is a bad game to play. Mm-hmm. A bad game to play. So for us, and Carrie talked about this already, she's going to keep talking about it, I think the bulk of what you did was adapt. Mm-hmm. You adapted. And how are you able to adapt? You can only pivot, you can only adapt if structurally you're already sound.
Right.
You can adapt a business. Our business has flourished during COVID pandemics. Mm-hmm. The businesses we consult with, they flourished, but because they were structurally already sound. Mm-hmm. Hard to adapt when the emergency hits if you don't have a strong foundation that allows the adaptation.
Right.
So consider that.